Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, and it's great to see you here yet again, and I'm doing something a little bit different this time. You'll notice I do not currently have a bot on here. It's because, like I said, I'm doing something a little bit different this time. I recently heard about a challenge where the question was put out to people, why do you collect? And that's a great question. Why do we collect? Well, in this case, you know, Transformers, but it could be anything. Why do people collect? I can't explain it for everyone because everyone has different reasons. But I thought about it and said, you know what? I think I'm going to do my reasons as a top 10 list. I've never done a top 10 list before, so I'm going to do it this time. And we'll run through that, you know, pretty quickly, obviously, because it's just a list of why I do what I do and collect what I collect. Maybe some of them will, be the same reasons as you. Maybe some of them won't. Who knows? But stick around. We're going to run down 10 to 1 and have a look at the reasons why yours truly collects the franchise that I love so much in the latest GotBot. Oh wait, this isn't the true review. We'll call it in the newest GotBot top 10 list of why I collect. No, that's a long name. You know what? Let's just get into it. Okay, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and as always, please like, comment, subscribe. Check me out everywhere. Check out Machinery Man, the Everything Factor, and the top 10 list of why it is that I collect. These are the 10 main reasons why I collect. Number 10, and this one's going to be a shock. This one is going to be a shock, and I'm going to represent it with this guy, Legends Class Wheelie. Reason number 10 why I collect, here's the shocker. I'm a bit of a geek and a nerd. I know, you can't believe it. I understand that. I would be shocked too. But the truth is, I am, and that's why I like this. And you know what? This day and age, I think that's still pretty cool because I think we live in a time when you can like what you like and enjoy whatever it is. And some of it's cool, some of it's geeky, but at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares, because you're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you enjoy. Which, taking him out of it, brings me to reason number 9. I'm cool. Yeah, now that one probably is a little bit of a shock to people. But the bottom line is, I think that these things are just plain cool. I was enamored as a child. It stuck with me my entire life. Transformers are just cool. How can you not love huge robots that turn into other things? What a cool concept and an awesome idea. Number 8. Number 8 is purely because, honestly, I admire the engineering. It is designing that I would never be able to do. And yeah, I'm bringing in this guy because it's amazing to me, as fiddly sometimes as he can be, it's amazing to me the elements that went in to making this guy go from one mode to the other. And you see awesome design elements all the time in things like the Masterpiece line. It's interesting to see the evolution of how the science behind developing these figures has advanced over the years, from the original, G1 toys, right through the Beast era, right through the Armada line and whatnot, the whole Unicron trilogy, right up to today. And sometimes there are hits, sometimes there are misses, sometimes there are limitations, and sometimes there are really innovative things done. And sometimes there are things done that are innovative but didn't quite work out. But it's always exciting to see how things will play out. So that is reason number 8. Reason number 7. Reason number 7 is because, honestly, I just get a kick out of customizing. I am no professional customizer by any stretch of the imagination, but sometimes I'll see a figure and I'll think, that's a pretty good figure, but I want to add some paint apps. Or if you've seen my Blitzwing and Double Dealer videos, I wanted to fix something, in his case the shoulders. Or if you watched my Titans Return Blur video, you probably saw that I've done a mod there so that the Titan Master unit does not have to come off. And of course, I've done ever so many paint applications, this guy being one of them, and I had fun doing it. Sometimes that's really challenging, like the whole Age of Extinction Dinobot set. That was pretty brutal, but you know what? Sometimes it's fun to just let that artistic flair fly. Number 6. Honestly, I'm going to bring in this guy because I think it's really fitting here for this one. So let's go back here. I'll bring this guy in. If you have ever watched any of my content, you probably know by now that I'm also an author, and honestly, fiddling with these, changing them back and forth, playing around with them while I am writing and thinking about where I want ideas to go and how I want to structure things, it I guess helps occupy me so that I can think about that. So there is a practical reason too. It helps me think, I guess, while I work, you could say. Reason number 5? I think we're at 5. I believe we are at 5. That one's an easy one. This day and age, where we live in a world where we're all connected pretty much all the time, it is very gratifying to know that there is an entire community just like me that shares the same interest. And honestly, being able to share this collecting journey, interest, fandom with so many people is great. And it's people that are young, people that are old, all ages, all nationalities, all everything. It's absolutely fantastic, and no other time in history could a community of people from around the world come together for something that they all enjoy like we can right now. There was a time when, when it came to collecting this stuff, you probably would have done it in silence because you probably wouldn't have known anyone that collected it like you. If you were really lucky, maybe you knew 2 or 3, but now there are so many that it's awesome to be able to interact with everyone and share your thoughts on a number of topics. So yeah, a whole like-minded community. Number 4, well, this one I guess is kind of near and dear to me personally. Being a writer and being a storyteller as I am, this whole franchise by now has such a rich history of story. If you go and read the comics and watch all of the different series and read up on all of the lore and history, there's so much of it after 33, 34 years now? How could it not be? It's the same reason that I love other long-standing franchises. Big fan of Doctor Who, big fan of Star Trek, and other ones, obviously. This falls in the same realm now. It's been around so long and had so many iterations and so many people who have added to it, officially and unofficially, that it's always growing and expanding in different directions, and to me that's always exciting to see, even though I'm a big stickler for canon and try and fit everything into those parameters. So yeah, huge rich history of ideas, of creativity, and I absolutely love it. Number three, honestly, I guess it sort of ties back a little bit to number 10. It sort of ties back a little bit to number 5, the being a geek and the having a community. Honestly, I hope that in my collecting sometimes I manage to help people. And why do I hope that I manage to help people? Well, you know what? I've talked before when it comes to doing some of the custom work that I showcase and some of the mods that I showcase. I am not any kind of a professional at that. I am certainly not the most talented, but I firmly believe that if I can do it, you can do it too, and maybe it inspires you a bit to turn your own hand and try to perfect things the way that you want them to be perfected with some of these figures that come along, good and bad. Hopefully too, the fact that I'm so comfortable in, I guess, my interests and so passionate about my interests, hopefully it encourages other people to be passionate about their interests too. Whether that's cars, or whether it's hockey, or football, or, you know, Marvel figures, or G.I. Joe figures, or video games. It doesn't matter what your interest is, folks. It doesn't matter what other people think of it. Everyone has different interests, and you're entitled to like yours just as much as anybody else is. So be comfortable with who you are, stand loud, stand proud, and like exactly what you like. In the end, you're probably going to find two things. One, that people will eventually say, hey, whatever, it's cool that this person likes what they like. It's cool that they're comfortable with themselves in their own skin. And two, you're probably going to find that there's a community of people just like you. In fact, you might even luck out and discover somebody who didn't really indulge in their own interests, all of a sudden have this freeing experience that, you know what, it's okay for me to like everything that I like. Number two. I love that this is something that I can share with my family. In other words, I love that this is something that can live to cross. Aww. You gonna stand for me? Are you gonna be a pal for me? That can cross multiple generations. We all came into the fandom at different times, and I share this with Starscream Girlfriend and the Scraplets. I share it with other family members and friends, and it's always interesting. Some people came in way back in G1. Some people came in because of the comics. Some came in with the Unicron trilogy. Others with, you know, the whole Beast era. And now you have some who will say that they entered because of the movie franchise, or they entered because of Transformers Prime, and we have a whole new young generation coming in because of the new RID series. It's great that this has reached an age and a level where it can be shared between, you know, parents and kids, grandparents and their grandkids, brothers and sisters, and cousins and friends can come together, all coming from different places, but still enjoy the same sort of hobby and the same sort of interest. And the number one reason that I personally like to collect, and I think that this is going to be common for a lot of collectors, especially ones that are my age, the nostalgia factor. For me, it harkens back right to my childhood. It puts me in touch with something that captured my imagination as a kid, and you know what? Probably sparked my imagination to continue on right through adulthood, so that I am the person that I am and do the things that I do. I don't know if anything else quite captured my mind as this whole franchise did. And I feel like now when we get figures, for me in the chug line, some people find the same thing when they collect, for example, Masterpiece figures. I find that now you're getting the toys, now you're getting the quality, now you're getting what we should have always had as kids. And I've talked about that when I've done some, like, you know, G1 and Generations comparisons. And I'm sure it's something that I'll talk about again. Sometimes that turns out pretty fantastic. G1 Ultra Magnus, Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, they're both absolutely awesome for different reasons. Sometimes you see something and it takes you back, but you're like, it's not perfect, and that's where the whole interest that I had in number 7 comes in, of customizing. This guy, for example, I mean, I want him to have red upper arms. I wanted him to have a faceplate. And you know what, some people are probably absolutely cool with him looking exactly like the movie because that's where they came into the fandom. And that's fine too. It's all about what works for you and what it is that drags you in, or in my case, what it is that drags me back to an earlier, simpler time. Anyway, that's my 10 reasons for why I collect. I would love to know what yours are. Maybe there's some of mine, maybe there's something totally different. That's it. That ties it up for this like countdown type of thing. It was quick, it was easy, it was kind of fun to think about and come up with. For now, the only thing I'm going to say is thanks for watching. As always, you know that I appreciate you guys coming here. And I certainly look forward to the next time that we get together for another visit right here inside the videos.